Patrick Mahomes has redefined the Kansas City Chiefs since becoming their starting quarterback in 2018. His tenure has been marked by 3 Super Bowl victories, LIV, LVII, and LVIII, each showcasing his ability to perform under pressure. In Super Bowl 54, 2020, Mahomes led a comeback against the San Francisco 49ers, overcoming a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter to win 31-20, earning his first Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl 57, 2023, saw him battle through a high ankle sprain to orchestrate a 38-35 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles, securing his second MVP award. In Super Bowl 58, 2024, he threw for 333 yards and the game-winning touchdown in overtime against the 49ers, clinching his third MVP and making the Chiefs the first team to repeat as champions since the 2004 Patriots. These triumphs have transformed the Chiefs from a perennial contender into a dynasty. Mahomes' impact extends beyond the field, elevating the franchise's global brand and fanbase, with Chiefs Kingdom becoming a cultural phenomenon. His 10-year, $450 million contract, signed in 2020, reflects his value as the cornerstone of the organization, highlighting key moments and stats that solidified his legacy. Mahomes' legacy is built on clutch performances and staggering statistics. His 17 career playoff wins rank second only to Tom Brady, and his 50 postseason touchdown passes are unmatched by anyone except Brady's 95. In the 2023 AFC Championship, despite a high ankle sprain, he threw for 326 yards and led a game-winning drive against the Cincinnati Bengals. His connection with tight end Travis Kelce, with a record-breaking 20 playoff touchdown passes, is the most prolific quarterback-receiver duo in NFL postseason history. In 2022, Mahomes led the NFL with 5,250 passing yards and won his second MVP award. His ability to deliver in high-stakes moments, like the 51-31 comeback against the Houston Texans in the 2020 divisional round, where he threw 5 touchdown passes, has cemented his reputation as the best quarterback of his generation. At age 29, his pre-age 30 playoff stats surpass even Brady's, with 26 more touchdown passes and a passer rating nearly 20 points higher. A brief analysis of how Mahomes transformed the Chiefs into a dominant force. Before Mahomes, the Chiefs were competitive but lacked consistent postseason success. Under head coach Andy Reid and general manager Brett Veach, Mahomes' arrival catalyzed a cultural and strategic shift. His improvisational playstyle, combined with Reid's innovative offensive schemes, turned Kansas City into an offensive juggernaut, averaging 28.0 points per game since 2018, the highest in the NFL. The Chiefs' 107-30 record, including playoffs, from 2018 to 2024 is the best 7-season stretch in the modern era. Mahomes' ability to elevate lesser-known players, like Marquez Valdes-Scantling in the 2023 AFC Championship, has allowed the Chiefs to maintain success despite roster turnover. His team-friendly contract structure provides cap flexibility, enabling Veach to build a balanced roster around him. This synergy has led to 7 straight AFC Championship appearances, a feat unmatched in NFL history. The present. Examining the current roster. Assessing the strengths and weaknesses of the current roster. The Chiefs' 2024 roster, which finished 15-2 and reached Super Bowl 59, showcased resilience but exposed vulnerabilities. Strengths include a stout defense led by coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, which ranked among the league's best, holding opponents like Saquon Barkley in check during the Super Bowl. Defensive tackle Chris Jones remains a disruptive force, while linebackers Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill provide versatility. The running game, powered by Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, offers balance, and rookie wideout Xavier Worthy's speed stretches defenses. Weaknesses were glaring in the Super Bowl 59 loss to the Eagles, a 40-22 blowout. The offensive line, particularly left tackle, crumbled under Philadelphia's pass rush, allowing constant pressure on Mahomes without blitzes. The receiving core, beyond Kelce and Worthy, lacks a true number 1 option since Tyreek Hill's departure in 2021. Travis Kelce, at 35, showed signs of decline, and his potential retirement looms large. The team's reliance on Mahomes to mask deficiencies was evident, as turnovers and poor protection derailed their three-peat bid. Discussing the key players and their contributions to the team's success. Patrick Mahomes, the heart of the franchise, Mahomes' surgical precision and clutch play drove the Chiefs to the AFC's number 1 seed despite career lows in passing yards, 3,928, and touchdowns, 26. His leadership in the AFC Championship against Buffalo was pivotal. Travis Kelce. Despite a down year, Kelce remains a reliable target, with his chemistry with Mahomes unmatched. His 20 playoff touchdown catches with Mahomes highlight his importance. Chris Jones. A dominant interior lineman, Jones anchors the defense, disrupting both run and pass plays. His record-breaking contract reflects his value. Xavier Worthy. The first-round pick's 4.21-second 40-yard speed added a deep threat, though his slight frame and occasional drops suggest growing pains. Isaiah Pacheco. His physical running style complements Mahomes, though injuries raised concerns about his durability. Evaluating the team's performance in the past season and its potential for the upcoming season. The 2024 season was a tale of dominance and disappointment. The Chiefs' 15-2 record tied for the NFL's best, and their 9th straight AFC West title underscored their consistency. Forecasting the Chiefs' future based on their current situation. With Mahomes, Reed, and Veach, the Chiefs are poised for sustained success. Mahomes' prime, ages 29 to 34, aligns with a young core, including Worthy, McDuffie, and Simmons. The defense, under Spagnuolo, remains a strength, and Reed's offensive genius ensures adaptability. However, Kelce's potential retirement, an aging Reed, 66, and salary cap constraints pose risks. The 2025 season could see Kansas City return to the Super Bowl if offensive line and receiver issues are addressed. Analyzing their potential to remain a dominant force in the AFC. The Chiefs face stiff AFC competition from teams like the Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, and Cincinnati Bengals. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow are elite quarterbacks, but none match Mahomes' postseason prowess. Kansas City's 23-win advantage over any team since 2018 highlights their edge. Retaining core players like Smith and Bolton, while adding offensive weapons, ensures they remain the AFC's gold standard. The challenges they face and the steps they need to take to stay at the top. Challenges. Offensive line protection. The Super Bowl 59 collapse showed Mahomes needs better blocking to avoid injury and maintain effectiveness. Receiver depth. Without a true number one, defenses can focus on Kelce and Worthy. Free agent losses. Losing Smith, Bolton, or others could weaken key units. Aging core. Kelce's decline and Reed's uncertain retirement timeline loom large. Steps to stay dominant. Fortify the offensive line. Retain Smith, start Simmons, and sign a veteran like Williams. Acquire a top receiver. Target Evans or draft a high-upside prospect like Lacey. Maintain defensive strength. Re-sign Bolton and add depth behind Jones. Manage the cap. Restructure Mahomes' deal and negotiate team-friendly contracts. Develop young talent. Integrate Worthy, Rice, and Simmons to build around Mahomes' prime. Mahomes' legacy is secure, but the Chiefs' dynasty hinges on strategic roster moves. With a revamped offense and sustained defensive excellence, Kansas City can chase a 4th Super Bowl in 2025 and beyond, cementing their place among the NFL's all-time greats. Chiefs' surprising roster cuts. Who's out? The big cuts. Discuss the most surprising cuts, specifically those expected to be key players. The Kansas City Chiefs made waves in the 2025 offseason with several unexpected roster cuts, thinning their depth to address salary cap constraints and make room for new talent. The most shocking moves included releasing defensive end B.J. Thompson, linebacker Blake Lynch, tight end Anthony Firkser, tight end Baylor Cupp, and guard McCade Metter. These players, while not household names, were anticipated to contribute significantly, either as rotational pieces or potential breakout stars. B.J. Thompson, DEA 2023 5th-round pick, Thompson was seen as a developmental pass rusher with a high ceiling. His release on May 3, 2025, stunned observers, given his 92.7 pass rush grade at Stephen F. Austin and 31 pressures in college. Blake Lynch, L.B. Lynch, waived on May 3, was a special teams standout and depth linebacker expected to compete for snaps behind Nick Bolton. His versatility made his cut surprising. Anthony Firkser, a veteran tight end with experience across multiple teams, Firkser was expected to provide depth behind Travis Kelce. His release on May 1 was unexpected, given his familiarity with the Chiefs system from 2024. Baylor Cupp, an undrafted free agent from 2024, Cupp showed promise in training camp and earned a reserve/futures deal. His cut alongside Firkser signaled a shift at tight end. McCade Metter, a depth offensive lineman, Metter's release on May 3 was surprising given the Chiefs' need for interior line stability after Joe. Highlight the reasons behind each cut, focusing on salary cap implications. The Chiefs entered the 2025 offseason with approximately $12.0 million in cap space, a tight figure for a team aiming to retain key free agents like Trey Smith and Nick Bolton while integrating draft picks like Josh Simmons. The cuts were strategic, aimed at freeing up roster spots and managing the $279.2 million salary cap. B.J. Thompson. His release saved minimal cap space due to his rookie contract, but it freed a roster spot for undrafted free agents, UDFAs, like Jake Briningstool or picks like Brashard Smith. The Chiefs prioritized younger, cheaper talent, betting Thompson wouldn't be claimed off waivers. Blake Lynch. As a linebacker with a low cap hit, Lynch's cut was more about roster competition than cap relief. The Chiefs retained Cam Jones for special teams and trusted Leo Chenal and Drew Tranquill for depth, making Lynch expendable. Anthony Firkser and Baylor Cupp. Both tight ends had minimal cap hits, but their releases saved roughly $2 million combined and opened spots for UDFA Jake Briningstool, a Clemson standout with better long-term potential. The Chiefs also signed Robert Tonyan, suggesting a preference for veterans with upside. McCade Metter. His release saved negligible cap space but reflected the Chiefs' confidence in drafted linemen like C.J. Hansen and Hunter Nerzad, plus the shift of Kingsley Suamataia to guard. The move prioritized youth over unproven depth. Briefly mention the player's past performance and contribution. B.J. Thompson. In limited 2024 snaps, Thompson showed flashes of pass rush ability but struggled to add bulk to his 6 feet 6 inches frame. His primary contribution was on special teams. Blake Lynch. Lynch logged significant special team snaps in 2024 and filled in adequately during injuries to Bolton and Willie Gay Jr. His defensive role was minimal but reliable. Anthony Firkser. Firkser caught 12 passes for 104 yards in 2024, serving as a situational receiver. His experience was valuable in mentoring younger tight ends. Baylor Cupp. Cupp spent most of 2024 on the practice squad but impressed in preseason with his blocking and hands, earning a futures deal. McCade Metter. Metter saw no regular season action but was a practice squad contributor, providing depth during injuries to Joe Thuney. Reactions and repercussions. Gauge the immediate reactions from the fanbase and media. Fans and media expressed mixed sentiments on platforms like X. Many were shocked by B.J. Thompson's release, with posts calling it a head-scratcher given his draft pedigree and potential. At Chiefsblitz noted, Thompson's cut feels like Veach betting on UDFAs over a known quantity. Firkser and Cupp's releases drew less outrage but raised concerns about depth behind Kelsey, especially with his retirement looming. At Haley Lewis highlighted the roster math, noting the cuts left 14 open spots for UDFAs, suggesting a youth movement. Media outlets like Arrowhead Addict praised the Chiefs' aggressive roster trimming but questioned whether they risked losing developmental talent like Thompson to waivers. Analyze the potential impact on team dynamic and chemistry. The cuts, while minor in star power, could disrupt depth and chemistry. The tight end room, already thin behind Kelsey, loses veteran presence with Firkser gone, potentially overburdening Robert Tonyan or rookie Jake Briningstool. The release of Thompson and Lynch reduces defensive versatility, especially on special teams, where both excelled. However, the Chiefs' culture, driven by Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, has historically absorbed such losses. The integration of UDFAs and draft picks like Brashard Smith could inject energy, but chemistry will hinge on how quickly these newcomers adapt to Reid's complex schemes. Discuss potential replacements or opportunities for younger players. Tight end. Jake Briningstool, Clemson's all-time leading tight end in receptions, is the primary beneficiary. His reliable hands and 6 feet 6 inches frame make him a potential red zone threat. Robert Tonyan, signed on March 12, offers veteran stability. Defensive end. UDFA Landon Jackson or draft pick Omar Normanlott could fill Thompson's role as rotational pass rushers. Both showed promise in college and align with Steve Spagnuolo's aggressive defense. Linebacker. Cam Jones, retained over Lynch, will see increased special team snaps, while Leo Chenal could take on a larger defensive role. Offensive line. C.J. Hansen and Hunter Nerzad, both 2024 draftees, step up as interior depth, with Kingsley Suamataia sliding to guard to replace Thuney's traded role. The unexpected holes. Explore the specific positions now depleted due to the cuts. The cuts left noticeable gaps at tight end, defensive end, and offensive line depth. Tight end, with Ferkser and Kupp gone, the Chiefs rely heavily on Kelce, who may retire after 2025. Tunyen and Briningstool are unproven in Kansas City's system, creating a depth concern. Defensive end, Thompson's exit weakens pass rush depth behind Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. The Chiefs need a rotational edge rusher to maintain their top 10 sack rate. Offensive line, Metter's release, combined with Thuney's trade, strains interior line depth. While Simmons strengthens tackle, guard remains a question mark if Trey Smith departs. Discuss the Chiefs' current options for filling those voids. Draft. The Chiefs hold 6 picks in 2025, including 4 in the first 3 rounds. Day 2 prospects like Arianti Urzuri, OT, Minnesota, or Tate Ratledge, GE, Georgia, could bolster the line if Smith leaves. 4 tight end, Colston Loveland, Michigan, is a first-round option with Kelce-like receiving skills. Defensive end prospects like Jack Sawyer, Ohio State, fit Spagnuolo's scheme. Chiefs 2025 defense, sleepers and stars. The 2025 Chiefs defense, a foundation of strength. The Kansas City Chiefs defense has been a cornerstone of their dynasty, often overshadowed by Patrick Mahomes' offensive brilliance but critical to their 3 Super Bowl titles since 2020. In 2024, the unit ranked second in the NFL in points allowed, 17.0 per game, and fourth in yards allowed, 310.2 per game, despite losing cornerback L'Jarius Sneed to the Tennessee Titans. Heading into 2025, the defense blends battle-tested veterans with emerging talent, creating a unit poised for dominance. Under defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs' ability to generate pressure, 42 sacks in 2024, tied for 7th, and limit explosive plays, only 12 plays of 40-plus yards, third fewest, will be pivotal for another championship run. Despite a 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, where breakdowns in pass protection exposed vulnerabilities, the defense's foundation remains rock solid. Identifying the stars. Chris Jones, the defensive cornerstone. At 30, Chris Jones remains the heartbeat of Kansas City's defense. The All-Pro defensive tackle, who signed a 5-year, $158.75 million extension in 2024, is coming off a 2024 season with 8.5 sacks, 20 quarterback hits, and a 90.1 PFF pass rush grade, among the NFL's best. His ability to draw double and triple teams frees up edge rushers like George Karlaftis, while his 12 tackles for loss in 2024 showcase his run-stopping prowess. Jones's leadership and knack for game-changing plays, like his strip sack of Joe Burrow in the 2023 AFC Championship, make him indispensable. In 2025, expect another dominant campaign as he anchors Spagnuolo's aggressive front. Nick Bolton, the emerging leader. Linebacker Nick Bolton, re-signed to a 4-year, $54 million deal in 2025, has evolved into a defensive linchpin. The 25-year-old led the Chiefs with 112 tackles in 2024, adding 2.5 sacks and 9.4% stop percentage, trailing only teammate Shamari Connor. His 2024 PFF grade of 85.2 reflects his growth as a 3-down playmaker, excelling in run defense and coverage. Bolton's instincts shone in the 2024 playoffs, where he recorded a pick-six against Buffalo. As a vocal leader, he's poised to take another leap in 2025, potentially earning his first Pro Bowl nod. Trent McDuffie, the secondary's anchor. With L'Jarius Sneed now in Tennessee, Trent McDuffie steps into the spotlight as the Chiefs' top cornerback. The 2022 first-round pick, whose 5th-year option was exercised for $13.6 million in 2025, earned All-Pro honors in 2024 with 68 tackles, 7 pass breakups, and a 91.3 PFF coverage grade. McDuffie's versatility, playing both slot and outside, makes him a perfect fit for Spagnuolo's blitz-heavy scheme. His 2024 performance against Brandon Ayuk in Week 7, holding him to 2 catches for 19 yards, underscores his lockdown ability. In 2025, McDuffie will be tasked with neutralizing top receivers, cementing his status as an elite defensive back. Sleeping giants, unforeseen impact. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, the rising pass rusher. Rookie defensive end Felix Anudike-Uzomah, the Chiefs' 2023 first-round pick, number 31 overall, is primed for a breakout in 2025. The Kansas City native showed steady progress in his second season, finishing 2024 with 27 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 9 quarterback pressures across increased snaps due to injuries to Charles Omenihu and Mike Dana. His 61.9 PFF run defense grade marked a significant improvement from his rookie year's 47.7, and his 9.4% stop percentage ranked among the team's best. Anya Dikuzoma's high motor and refined pass rush moves, honed at Kansas State where he earned 2022 Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year honors, make him a disruptor. With Spagnuolo praising his development and Chris Jones noting his progress, Anya Dikuzoma could double his sack total in 2025, becoming a key complement to Karlaftis. Noel Williams, the undrafted gem. Undrafted free agent Noel Williams, a cornerback from Cal, is a sleeper to watch in the Chiefs' secondary. Signed post-2025 draft, Williams brings versatility and ball skills, having led the Pac-12 with 7 interceptions in 2024. At 6 feet 1 inch with 4.4 speed, he's a scheme fit for Spagnuolo's aggressive defense, capable of playing nickel or safety. Posts on X from @KC Sports Network highlighted Williams as a potential 2025 standout, citing his preseason flashes. While he'll start behind McDuffie, Jalen Watson, and Joshua Williams, his knack for takeaways could earn him rotational snaps, especially if injuries hit the secondary. Charles Omenihu, the veteran bounce back. Defensive end Charles Omenihu, a 2023 free agent signing, is a veteran poised for a surprising impact if he returns fully healthy. Limited by an ACL injury in 2024, Omenihu still managed 3.5 sacks and 10 quarterback hits in 11 games. His 6 feet 5 inches, 280-pound frame and relentless motor make him a nightmare for tackles, as seen in his 2023 performance, 7 sacks, 16 pressures. With a full off-season to recover, Omenihu could reclaim his role as a starter opposite Karlaftis, providing veteran stability and pass rush juice. His return would ease pressure on Anya Dikuzoma and bolster the front. Building a championship-caliber defense. Steve Spagnuolo's masterful scheme.